Hey guys, a lot of you have asked for an update and, haven't really responded for a long time, just trying to get things acclimated and trying to get there's a lot of things going on in my life that are not drug related and haven't been for quite some time, but I know, uh, like, a lot of people asking for the update videos, or rather asking how I've been. Well, still clean from heroin or any opiates for a couple years. Uh, if life gets difficult, it's because of work and because of family. I know that the last time I talked to you guys, I was having a daughter. She hadn't come yet. Well, she's my oldest. She's about 3.5 years old. And I have another daughter who's 1.5 years old. So life is coming at me as I knew it would, and things are still good as they ever have been for me. So, hi kitty. Bought a new house, got made manager at my work, so things are going really well, and I'm going to try to make this as short as humanly possible, because at this point it's more uncomfortable to make these videos now that I'm not so self-absorbed. It's one of the main reasons why I haven't made any videos. It's like, I don't know, like, it's not about look at me anymore, which is how I kind of felt originally when I made the videos years ago. Obviously, I've put on some poundage. I eat a bit more. I guess you could consider me a little bit more healthier. Here recently, I've got a personal trainer, and I've gotten in the gym, and I go 6 days a week, and I've been doing that for about almost 4 months, almost. So I can tell you guys, if you're on the downslope of your addiction and trying to figure out something that kind of takes the place of it, I would definitely consider doing like the whole workout thing. And I know it sounds cliche, and probably something that your mom or your dad would tell you, but I'm here to tell you it helps me. It's just another tool in my tool belt that I use to make sure that everything's going well and everything's cool. I can tell you that at this point let's see, my sobriety is just about as old as my oldest daughter, which is about 3.5 years. I don't think about it much anymore. It's not something, one of the good things about the way that my mind works is I'm really good at forgetting the things that I want to forget. And some of those things are good things, some of those things are bad things. So it sucks that sometimes I forget the good things, but it's really good that sometimes I can forget the bad things. And I don't know, it just seems like the whole heroin addiction and the drug addiction, that sort of thing, it's nice at this point to finally say that I've kind of just let it go, and I don't really think about it that much. It's become a thing of the past. I know maybe sometimes it might not be good to do that, but it's always good to have like that forethought. It's like, oh, I can't, it's sometimes good to kind of think about the things that have happened in the past so that you can sort of build your future and, realize that, all right, this doesn't work, so let's try this, that sort of thing. But with the way that my mind works, man, it's like I don't even remember what I had for breakfast 2 weeks ago, It's just the way that my mind works. So there's been a few changes, obviously, the beard. You guys aren't going to recognize me the weight, yes, I've gained a bit of weight, but it's healthy weight, as opposed to the 130 pounds that I was when I was using. I'm now 190 pounds, so I don't see that as a bad thing. I see that as a healthy thing, as weird as that sounds. Like I said, I've been doing the whole personal training thing for about almost 4 months, and I don't know, that's kind of become my main addiction. All throughout my life, I've realized that I have, like, no matter what I do, if it's something that I like, I get very, very into it. It's an addiction, and it wasn't just drugs. It was cars. It was this. It was that. It was the new thing that might make me happy. But I still, to some extent, do that, but it's at a much smaller scale. I guess you just kind of, I don't know, transfer the bad into good, however you can, however that makes sense. And I don't know, it might not make sense to a lot of people, but I guess one addiction transfers into the other. You just have to do your best to make sure that it's a good, healthy addiction. So for right now, mine is working out and trying to get back into shape. Kind of let myself go a little bit, not too much, but making sure that I am in good working condition, and I feel like I'm in a good state of mind. So I've got 2 girls, and still a fiance. We're not really dedicated to getting married. We're just kind of, we're just not like other people. We just don't care. We don't really care about naming ourselves something. So, not to offend anyone who does, it's just we don't care as much. But we're in a house, a nice house, and that we've worked hard for. And I don't know, as you succeed more and more and more, like financially and not only financially, but personally, and the relationships you grow and things like that. I don't know, life just becomes a bit easier, and you're able to kind of forget the things that have happened in the past, which is hard to do at first. After the first video, or the last video, said that I relapsed and talked about some of the things that I had learned, but really it just takes kind of like successes, and they could be so small that you might not even mention it. Something small, it could be maybe getting a small raise at work, or maybe even being made manager in my case. It's like those things all accumulate and they become something big, a bigger success. And then, I don't know, success to me isn't all money. It's, I've gone this long without relapsing. That's a success. I love my girls, and they love me. That's a success. It could be something small, it could be something big, but I think the important thing is that you are growing, and as you grow, you're learning, and you're figuring things out. And I don't know. Like most of my videos, this is kind of probably run a little bit longer, but I did want to reach out and tell you guys that I'm doing A-okay, and for the most part, I'm happy, we're happy, my girls are happy. We're in a house, a standalone house, which is awesome. I'm living a quasi-normal life. With a family, it's hard to ever consider yourself normal because there's always things that there's always problems around the corner, things that you haven't faced before, which is cool because because I know that it's normal, and I don't try to mask them with drugs. I just kind of face them soberly. I don't know if that's a word, but if it is, then I just made it up. So, I don't know. I watched a few videos tonight of the past and just saw where I was at and wanting to help people and also wanting to be heard, and I felt good about that. And through the years, it just became less and less important to kind of tell my story. But here I am giving you guys an update and hoping that you guys take something from it. I'm just not that interesting. Just like I was before. I live a pretty normal life. I guess as opposed to before, which I really didn't. Or did, I don't know, it depends on how you look at it. You guys are all in the same boat as I am, so you guys kind of know what I'm talking about. Or maybe I'm just rambling. In that case, with that being said, I'll stop now. But if you guys want to know anything, or you guys want help with anything, let me know. And I try to stay up to date here and there, not as much as I want. Hopefully this will revitalize me to kind of be more proactive, and the whole reason for the videos in the first place was A, to be heard, and B, to kind of help where I can. So it'll be a shocker. I look completely and utterly different. You guys probably won't even believe that it's me, but it is. And so just hit me up if you guys have any questions or concerns or whatever, and I'll try to help the best that I can. All right.